John Kavakis here for My Take, and today we have from Matrix their 1959 Cadillac Starlight Pininfarina. Now, Pininfarina was a well-known Italian coach building firm, been around for quite some time, but between 1959 and 1961 they made at least 4 custom-bodied Cadillacs. We saw the Cadillac Skylight, the Cadillac Skylight Coupe, both of those introduced in Geneva, 58 and 1959 shows. We saw the Coupe Starlight in Paris, 1959, and we saw the elegant Coupe Jacqueline in Paris in 1961. So the 2 cars introduced in Paris, the last 2, have pretty fixed histories. They're fairly well known, and the other 2 are well known too, but there's a lot of confusion over a lot of things, what color they were, which one came first, were they 1958 models, were they 1959 models, just so on and so forth. There was even some question as to whether or not they were functional automobiles. A lot of people think maybe they were pushmobiles designed to be rolled into a show where they could show off the coach builder's expertise at putting a custom car together. So Matrix has given us the 1959 Starlight, what they call Cabriolet. There's some question on the coupe. Matrix made a nice model of the coupe as well, as to whether or not it was originally silver or black with a white roof, whether or not there were 2 of them made, whether or not one of them was painted. Everybody seems to agree that the 1959 Cabriolet model, if it wasn't 59, it might have been a 58, but everybody seems to agree it was silver with a bright red interior. Beautiful model. And so we've got this model from Matrix that they've given us. Dave Gilbert sent this over for us to take a look at. So let's get it on the turntable and take a close look at it and see what we got here. The first thing is a typical Matrix. This is the first Matrix that I have had the opportunity to review. The finish is fantastic. Matrix does a great job with their bases. We've got the nameplate on the base here, tells us what the model is. It's got the Pininfarina logo on it. This also has a number. This is 99, 408 of these made. So the base looks good. The tags there are very descriptive, but the model itself is just spectacular. The finish is nicely metallic, very much to scale. It glows in the light. I love the way the finish looks. The trim on the car is very delicate. There's not a lot of trim on this car. One of the things that Pininfarina did was their designs were elegant. They were tasteful. Instead of the ostentatious designs we saw coming out of Detroit, very flamboyant. Pininfarina a little bit more subdued. Maybe some people would think maybe a little bit more class. It's very nice design, very clean lines. They have captured the grille magnificently. The lensing on the headlights and on the fog lights or turn signals down there in the grille is just fantastic. And the same thing for the tail lights. They're very, very well done. Trim is delicate. The badging is fantastic. The little Pininfarina logo there on the front quarter panel is very well produced and very difficult to see because it's so small and delicate. They've done a great job on the windshield. It's got the wraparound windshield. The 59 and 61 models would have had more of a flat windshield, but this is a little bit of a throwback to the 50s. But the framing around the windshield is very delicate, very well done. The wipers are there, very much to scale, very small, but again, very, very well done. It's got separate door handles on the outside. And the interior, I gotta tell you about the interior. This is really fantastic. Now, there's not a whole lot of instrumentation in the interior, but they have the dash is very accurately reproduced. You can see the numbers on the speedometer. The steering wheel is to the correct size, and again, very accurately reproduced in 2-tone with a nice trim ring around it and the center emblem on the horn. There are separate door handles. The seat textures are really good, and the carpeting is flocked. It is just a beautiful interior. They've done a fantastic job on it. And the last thing I want to take a look at here are the wheels. Now, these are Bonani wheels. They're European wire wheels. They're very expensive. Were very expensive on the 1.1 cars. Matrix has done an incredible job on these wheels. They've got depth. They've got texture. They look accurate. They're just beautiful wheels. They set off the car fantastically. So this is a nice model. I think the colors are accurate, at least according to the pictures that we've seen. The details are superbly done, and that interior is just to die for. They've done a fantastic job on the interior. You got to see it to understand what I'm saying, but there are very few models in the 143rd range that have flocked carpeting on the interior, and Matrix has just hit this one out of the park. So let's go to the 5-star rating. On fidelity, I'm giving this a 5. It looks just like the pictures that we've seen. Now this is supposed to have a 130-inch wheelbase. It works out to the calipers, so the fidelity and scaling is just fine. Trim, lensing, badging, 5. Color, 5. Interior detail, 5. I'd give it a 5+ if I could do it. Wheels and tires, 5. Value at $119, I'm giving this a 5. It's a superbly done model, and it displays well on that base. So we get a total of 5-star rating of 30 points out of 30 points. Now, this is available from our friend Dave Gilbert. Dave has the twin sets. You can get the convertible and the coupe if he has any left. I know they're very limited in numbers, for a total of $228. And you can reach Dave at his email's right here, but he also has a website, and he calls himself the Toy Car Geek. He'd be at toycargeek.com. He also has a Facebook page, and he's had a pretty active eBay page as well. So Dave's pretty easy to get a hold of. He's a great guy to deal with, and he's got this model here, and it is well worth your time. If you're looking for elegant designs out of the 1950s from a premium coach builder, this is a good model. That's Matrix's 1959 Cadillac Starlight Pininfarina. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you got a minute, hit the like button down there on the bottom. That'll help me on the channel. Subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have be able to come back and visit you frequently. I'll be back again soon. Thanks.